I chose financial equalization because it was a plan which provided me with an opportunity to learn more about how my payments were affected towards paying down my mortgage and towards cutting down the amount actually of interest which I'd be paying over the long term.
Since I got in the program, my payments have actually decreased by approximately half of what I was paying before.
How do we feel about the FEAT program?
Yes.
I think that we were getting a little frustrated with paying a great deal of interest and having very little principal paid off our mortgage. And so we were very interested in this program because it did show that we could pay down our principal.
We heard about financial equalization through our financial advisor. We were in a situation where we had a mortgage and lots of debts, and this program was introduced to us, and it's been great.
The FEAT program consolidated all my bills into one monthly payment that I could handle each month.
My monthly payments toward the mortgage were actually remained constant, and what I chose to do with the plan was to follow it in terms of keeping aside a portion which would be used toward paying down the principal at the point where it was renewed. The number of years for my payments actually fluctuated because I utilized the plan in such ways where there was a flexible plan for me. I could use it toward decreasing the amount of time left on the mortgage, or I could increase the cash flow which is available to me in terms of doing a renovation on the home, putting toward my son's education, or even actually providing myself with a new vehicle when required. I saved a ton of interest, and that was really important for me, tons actually. What happens, in fact, is because I'm able to pay down principal in not a contrived manner, but in a regular fashion at renewal time, it just cuts right back on the amount of interest payments which I'm making instead of bringing it all towards principal. Accomplishments with the money came back to me in a number of different ways. I was able to purchase an income property and use that towards my retirement savings. I was able to finance a substantial renovation on my home property and still maintain regular monthly payments.
The program has allowed me to have more spending money than I had before, because initially all my bills had been paid off, so that the money I was spending paying the bills, I now have it as extra spending money to do what I feel like. But because I see the rainbow at the end of the line, let's say, I use that extra money to help pay down the mortgage.
What it did for us personally is that we just sold our house recently, and this is after about 5 years of carrying this program, and we were able to see a dramatic result in how much of our principal had been paid off, particularly after we had a mortgage most of my life, and it was always discouraging to see how after so many years that so little principal had ever been paid off.
Through financial equalization, we were able to pay off all of our debts, and our monthly payments have not gone up at all. And so now we're able to save money at the end of the month to be able to pay off our mortgage faster.
We have reduced our time on the mortgage by around 5 years. 5 years less.
And that equals a saving of about $180,000 of interest. So that's pretty remarkable.
At the time that I had all these payments for other things coming in, I didn't have the money to do anything with. Like, I was just home, I didn't have, so this gave me I guess it gives you more financial security, because I'm paying off the mortgage. I thought I would have to sell the house at the time, and Now I go on to do other things. I take about one holiday a year, which I could not afford if I hadn't been under this program.
The people that I dealt with during the program setup were exceptionally kind and very open to answering questions, to leading me into a decision-making process which would best structure a program for what my needs were at that time. I found them very interesting in that they shared a bit of their own experiences. Additionally, they also recommended people that they knew within their influence who could help in other areas. People like lawyers, mortgage brokers, and financial institutions.
Wholeheartedly, I would recommend it for anybody, because my mortgage actually went down by drastically in the last 3.5 years that I've been on the program. It went from 140,000 down to 90,000 for my next renewal date, which is next month.
Would we recommend the program to someone else? Yes, we have recommended it to our daughter and told her to look into this, and we think that they are going to go with the program.
Was I skeptical about the program? Indeed, we were. We didn't realize until the first mortgage section was over that whether it was working or not, and it had dramatic effects. Not big effect, but a dramatic effect after the first 6 months. After that, we could see the trend, so that instead of just carrying along as we had for years, it started to tip down. And even though we had the mortgage for only 5 years, it paid off beautifully. It was dropping at a very impressive rate.
I would definitely recommend the program. I have recommended the program to other people because it makes sense, it's very practical, and it does work. It worked for us. Why can't it work for anybody else?
It was sort of financial advice that you've given me, so yes, I would definitely advise other people to go into this program, because you have it written down. You have that booklet that I go to once in a while to find out where I am right now. So I would suggest to even people like me, or even to younger couples, to go into the program.
I would definitely recommend this program for people to look into, in particular those people who are probably out there just blindly accepting what the normal and regular methods of acquiring a mortgage are without getting lost in the mire of what's interest, how much really happens in terms of monthly payments, bi-monthly payments, what it really does. Most financial institutions, in my opinion, hide those types of facts from their clientele. They are in there for business and primarily for their own business. This type of program clarifies who is earning what and who's in it to make money and where the savings really can be felt to you, the person who's actually making the payments with after-tax dollars.